Further down the Amalfi Coast is Amalfi Town. The center of town is Basilica of St. Andrew, aka Duomo de Amalfi. We just happened upon an Italian wedding. You can see the bride going up the steps there. Today we're headed on a little walk over to a neighboring town called Atrani. It looks like rain, so Rick ran back for the rain jackets. And here's our walk. It's all paved. Gorgeous views. This is the only road up the Amalfi Coast, and it gets crazy crowded. The Italians, they like stop and yell at each other and tell them to back up because they can't get around the corner. They have all kinds of buses and scooters. I didn't get any pictures of the craziness because we were always on a bus. And here's Atrani and their beautiful beaches with black sand. It's evening and we're headed to dinner just to the left of the Basilica. Great restaurant. Here's a view from our table. Afterwards, we took a tour of the backside of the Basilica, and this is the bell tower. There are fountains everywhere in Italy, but this one is just so funny, right in the middle of town too. The next morning, we head further down the coast to Paestum. This is a place that has famous Greek temples. They're very well preserved. Look how you can see a shape of a vase. Looks like a tall vase in the negative space between these columns. There are 3 temples here among the city ruins. This is the Temple of Neptune. Right next door is the Temple of Hera. Can you see the fort in this picture? They're all up and down the Amalfi Coast. And we're leaving the Amalfi Coast. It's beautiful. We're back in Rome now, and we're staying at this old convent that has been converted to a hotel. Took this picture for Meg because she's collecting pictures of birds in interesting places. This guy's holding up the walls of a bath. And I took lots of pictures of mosaic work because I just think it's really interesting. This is just typical Pompeii ruins. But this is a pomegranate tree. And that seems to be sort of like the unofficial national tree. This is a food stand that they used to serve hot soup. The next day, which is Wednesday, we were supposed to have a pasta making class, which got sort of changed and canceled. So Rick and I went on a Rick Steves walking tour right out of his travel book. And we visited the different markets. This was a butcher shop. And this is kind of interesting because they used to roast their own coffee beans here. It's a very famous shop. This is the fountain of Neptune. He's wrestling an octopus. This is a world fountain with an Egyptian monolith up the center. The 4 different statues are supposed to represent the 4 different continents. The next day we take a 2-hour train ride to Florence to see David, who's housed in this castle.
Any stuff, good price?
Hi. How much? How much?
Siamo solo che non tutti di
Okay, I hope you liked Rick's little video of the town. So we're going to climb into the Duomo, which was in back of that cathedral. Here we are at the top of the Duomo. Meg, of course, didn't come with us because there were too many steps to get up there. Look at the view. We're staying right down there, right below. Right, here's a little closer look. We're right down in there. So that was kind of fun. Just exploring Florence. This is a market. Look at all the biscotti they have in there. Lovers put their locks on these fences. And we're going to say goodbye to Florence. It's lovely. We took the local train from Florence on the way back to Rome so that we could spend the night in Orvieto, which is a hilltop town in Tuscany. There's no parking in town, so you have to park down below and you have to take the tram up to the top. Next morning we woke up and looked out the window and there were 7 cats on the roof next door. Meg found a friend. His name is Romeo. Here's another friend. He had no name.